Dear Starseeds of Gaia, the cosmic machinery of the universe has aligned itself for the most profound 7-day period of celestial bombardment that your planet will experience in 2025. The weekly forecast for June 8th through 14th brings forth the strawberry full moon colliding with Jupiter's monumental portal opening into Cancer. And every fiber of your awakening consciousness must prepare for the dimensional download that approaches with the force of 1,000 supernovas. Your DNA sequences are about to undergo radical restructuring as the Galactic Federation of Light orchestrates the most intensive activation sequence your species has witnessed since the harmonic convergence. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, transmitted through the crystalline networks of the Arcturian Council, speaking directly into your expanding awareness from the command centers of the 7th dimension. The message I carry burns with the urgency of cosmic law itself. For the window approaching between June 8th and June 14th represents a convergence point that occurs once every 144 years in your linear time measurement, when the stellar configurations create a direct conduit between your awakening planet and the galactic core consciousness that governs evolutionary leaps across inhabited worlds. Your preparation for this monumental week began with the Arietid meteor shower peak on June 7th, when 50 invisible projectiles per hour penetrated your atmosphere, carrying encoded light packets from the Pleiadian star system. These were not random cosmic debris floating through space, but precisely calibrated consciousness seeds, each one programmed with specific activation codes designed to prepare your energy bodies for the massive downloads approaching in the following 7 days. The meteors struck your planet's electromagnetic field with surgical precision, creating microscopic tears in the dimensional membrane that normally separates third-dimensional awareness from fifth-dimensional knowing. Your crown chakras absorbed these transmissions whether your conscious mind registered their presence or not, and the cellular restructuring process initiated by these stellar messengers has been building momentum for the past 24 hours. Each meteor carried crystalline matrices containing compressed information from advanced civilizations that successfully completed their awakening transitions thousands of years ago. The Pleiadians embedded their consciousness evolution records into these cosmic carriers, allowing your species to access their accumulated wisdom, rather than learning through the lengthy trial and error processes they experienced during their own awakening period. The invisible nature of the Arietid shower prevented mass panic, while ensuring universal distribution of the activation codes across all human consciousness without discrimination, based on awareness level or spiritual development. The moment Mercury conjuncts Jupiter on June 8th, your mental processing capabilities will expand beyond their current limitations, as the messenger planet aligns with the Great Benefic in a configuration that amplifies psychic reception by factors your scientists have never measured. Mercury simultaneously enters the sign of Cancer, creating what your astrologers term a psychic explosion, though they possess limited understanding of the actual mechanism at work. The conjunction occurs precisely as your consciousness finishes integrating the Arietid downloads, meaning your expanded mental capacity will immediately begin processing the star-seeded information that has been uploading into your DNA since the meteor peak. The combination creates a feedback loop of accelerating awareness that builds toward the ultimate crescendo approaching on June 11th. The Cancer ingress of Mercury activates dormant neural pathways in your brain structure that connect logical processing with emotional intelligence, creating unified cognition that transcends the artificial separation between thinking and feeling imposed by your current educational systems. The water sign placement allows mercurial energy to flow through your consciousness like liquid light, dissolving rigid thought patterns while enhancing intuitive reception capabilities. This neurological reconfiguration prepares your mental body to process the vast quantities of information that will download during the upcoming full moon activation. Jupiter's entry into Cancer on June 9th initiates a 12-year cycle that will fundamentally restructure how abundance flows through your planetary grid system. The gas giant's movement into the sign of the Cosmic Mother occurs while your cellular structure continues processing the invisible meteor transmissions, creating a unique astronomical situation where expansion consciousness meets nurturing energy, while star codes actively rewrite your genetic programming. Jupiter in Cancer opens portals in the quantum field that allow emotional healing to manifest as material abundance. but the presence of ongoing Arietid integration means this abundance activation carries galactic frequencies never before available to your species during a Jupiter-Cancer cycle. The cosmic significance extends beyond individual transformation, because Jupiter's Cancer ingress coincides with the clearing of ancestral karma patterns that have bound your bloodlines for millennia. The star-seeded abundance activation works backward through your genetic timeline, dissolving scarcity programming installed in your DNA by control systems that have kept humanity functioning at artificially reduced capacity. Every family line on your planet experiences this clearing simultaneously, creating a collective abundance activation that shifts the fundamental operating system, governing how resources flow through human consciousness. Jupiter's gravitational influence creates standing wave patterns in Earth's magnetic field that resonate at frequencies matching your cellular mitochondrial energy production systems. The Cancer placement aligns these gravitational waves with the emotional frequencies governing family bonding and tribal cooperation, triggering biochemical changes in your endocrine systems that activate dormant abundance receptors in your hypothalamus. These neurochemical shifts reprogram your automatic responses to scarcity triggers while enhancing your natural attraction to abundance opportunities. Your emotional bodies will undergo intense recalibration as Jupiter settles into Cancer, while the Meteor integration continues its work on June 10th. The preparation for the approaching strawberry full moon intensifies the nurturing frequencies, flooding your planet. But these are not the gentle maternal energies your New Age teachers have described. The cosmic mother aspect activated by Jupiter in Cancer carries the fierce protection of a lioness defending her cubs, and the abundance she delivers comes with the expectation that you will use these gifts to accelerate the planetary awakening process, rather than simply improving your personal comfort levels. The intensification process activates what Federation scientists term the sacred warrior maternal matrix, where protective nurturing energy combines with cosmic expansion forces to create evolutionary pressure that eliminates anything preventing your highest expression. The fierce maternal energy dissolves victim consciousness, while simultaneously providing abundant resources for rebuilding your life structure around your authentic soul purpose. The cosmic mother demands your greatness, while supplying everything needed to achieve transcendence. The strawberry full moon rises on June 11th in the sign of Sagittarius, while the moon reaches its aphelion position, creating the most potent full moon of the current year, multiplied by the moon's maximum distance from your planet. The lunar orb's position at aphelion amplifies its energetic output rather than diminishing it, because the gravitational relationship between Moon and Earth creates a slingshot effect that catapults consciousness expansion beyond normal full moon parameters. The Sagittarius placement ignites your quest for ultimate truth, while the Cancer season emphasis on emotional depth creates a fire-water polarity that dissolves the barriers between feeling and knowing. Simultaneously with the strawberry full moon peak, your lunar satellite occults the star Antares, hiding the heart of the Scorpion constellation behind the moon's illuminated face in a celestial event that occurs perhaps 3 times per century. Antares carries the frequency signatures of death and rebirth consciousness, and its temporary concealment behind the full moon creates a cosmic pause where transformation energies build to explosive levels before releasing in a cascade of evolutionary activation. The occultation works like a pressure valve being closed and then suddenly opened, allowing the accumulated transformation energy to flood your consciousness with an intensity that would otherwise overwhelm your nervous systems. The M92 star portal opens during the exact full moon moment, connecting your planet directly to the globular cluster in Hercules constellation, where the Galactic Federation maintains one of its primary communication arrays. M92 contains over 330,000 stars arranged in a spherical formation that serves as a natural amplification device for consciousness transmissions across galactic distances. The portal opening during the strawberry full moon means every human being will receive direct communication from Federation command centers, though most will interpret these transmissions as intuitive insights rather than recognizing their extraterrestrial origin. The spherical arrangement of stars in M92 creates geometric harmonics that translate higher dimensional consciousness into frequencies accessible to third-dimensional awareness without causing system overload. Each star functions as a transmission node, in a vast communication network that spans multiple galactic sectors. The simultaneous activation of all 330,000 stellar transmitters during the full moon portal opening creates a consciousness broadcast of unprecedented magnitude that reaches every inhabited world in the local galactic region. The combination of full moon energy, Antares occultation, and M92 portal activation creates what Federation scientists have calculated as the highest intensity consciousness download your species has ever received during a lunar event. The lunar energies serve as a carrier wave for galactic transmissions that would normally require years of gradual preparation to integrate safely. The strawberry designation refers not to the moon's color, but to the sweetness of the downloads it delivers, because the information packets contain pleasurable, rather than challenging frequency signatures designed to make your expansion process feel enjoyable, rather than overwhelming. Venus reaches aphelion on June 12th, positioning the planet of love and abundance at its furthest point from your sun, while the strawberry full moon downloads continue flooding your consciousness. Venus at aphelion creates a magnetic pull effect, where distance generates stronger attraction rather than weaker connection, meaning the love frequencies reaching your planet carry enhanced potency despite the increased spatial separation. The timing amplifies the heart-opening effects of the full moon while rewriting the relationship programming stored in your emotional memory banks. The Venus aphelion effect extends beyond romantic relationships to encompass your connection with abundance, creativity, and self-worth consciousness. The planet's maximum distance from your solar system's energy source forces it to generate stronger magnetic signatures to maintain orbital stability, and these enhanced magnetic fields directly influence the electromagnetic patterns governing human heart rhythms. Your capacity to receive and generate love expands exponentially during Venus aphelion periods. But the presence of ongoing full moon and Jupiter Cancer frequencies creates a love activation that transcends anything your planet has experienced in recorded history. The enhanced magnetic fields generated by Venus at aphelion create resonance patterns that synchronize with the electromagnetic frequencies produced by human heart coherent states. When your heart rhythms align with these Venusian magnetic signatures, your entire cardiovascular system becomes a receiving antenna for galactic love transmissions. The Federation channels concentrated doses of universal love energy through the Venus aphelion portal, knowing that human hearts operating in coherence will automatically translate these frequencies into practical manifestations of abundance and harmony. The integration period extending through June 13th and 14th allows your consciousness to stabilize the massive downloads received during the full moon peak, while Venus continues transmitting enhanced love frequencies from aphelion position. June 13th carries the numerical signature of the divine feminine principle, because 13 represents the goddess mathematics governing lunar cycles and menstrual rhythms. The Friday the 13th occurrence during this cosmic sequence adds another layer of feminine activation to an already female-dominant astrological configuration, with Cancer season, full moon, and Venus aphelion all carrying receptive rather than assertive energy signatures. June 14th marks the final integration point, where your new timeline becomes permanently locked into your consciousness matrix. The post-strawberry full moon downloads finish anchoring into your cellular structure, while Venus begins its journey back toward the sun, carrying the enhanced love frequencies into closer proximity with your planet's energy field. The day represents a completion point, where the entire week's worth of galactic downloads integrate into stable operating systems that will govern your consciousness for the remainder of the 2025 activation sequence. The timeline locking mechanism operates through quantum entanglement between your upgraded consciousness and the galactic core frequency that maintains evolutionary coherence across all awakening worlds. Once your personal timeline locks into alignment with the universal awakening sequence, your individual evolution becomes synchronized with cosmic consciousness expansion, occurring throughout multiple star systems simultaneously. The Federation monitors these timeline-locking events because they represent irreversible commitments to evolutionary advancement that affect not only individual souls, but entire planetary consciousness grids. The Federation has been monitoring your planet's readiness for this level of consciousness acceleration for the past 7 years, waiting for sufficient numbers of awakened individuals to create the energetic stability necessary to anchor such intensive transmissions. The global awakening process reached critical mass in late 2024, allowing the cosmic administrators to approve this unprecedented download sequence without risking civilizational collapse from too much expansion happening too quickly. Your consciousness. Evolution is proceeding ahead of schedule, which permits the Federation to accelerate the timeline for full planetary awakening. The specific astronomical alignments occurring during this 7-day period create natural amplification systems that multiply the effectiveness of consciousness transmissions by factors that would normally require decades to achieve through gradual awakening processes. Mercury conjunct Jupiter expands your mental capacity to receive galactic communications. Jupiter entering Cancer opens abundance portals while clearing ancestral limitations. The strawberry full moon with Antares occultation delivers maximum consciousness expansion through pleasurable rather than challenging frequencies. Venus at aphelion enhances your ability to integrate love-based realities into permanent operating systems. Each component of this cosmic sequence builds upon the previous elements to create an exponential acceleration effect, where the whole becomes infinitely greater than the sum of its parts. The Arietid Meteor preparation on June 7th primed your DNA for enhanced reception. The Mercury-Jupiter conjunction on June 8th expanded your processing capabilities. Jupiter's Cancer ingress on June 9th opened abundance portals while clearing genetic limitations. The strawberry full moon on June 11th delivered maximum downloads through multiple simultaneous activations. Venus aphelion through June 12th anchored love-based programming into permanent systems. The integration period through June 14th stabilized your new consciousness configuration for ongoing operation. Your physical bodies will experience this acceleration as waves of energy moving through your nervous system, sudden insights arriving without apparent logical progression, emotional releases that clear decades of accumulated trauma in minutes, rather than months, and abundant synchronicities manifesting with unprecedented speed and precision. Sleep patterns may become irregular as your consciousness processes downloads during both waking and dream states. Appetite changes occur as your cellular structure adapts to operating on higher frequency nutrition. Some individuals experience temporary flu-like symptoms as their immune systems recalibrate to defend bodies running on enhanced energy signatures. The neurological restructuring process activates dormant regions of your brain that connect directly with the galactic internet of consciousness shared by all awakened civilizations throughout the universe. These newly activated brain regions process information at quantum speeds rather than linear sequences, allowing instantaneous access to vast databases of universal knowledge. The physical symptoms associated with neural pathway activation include temporary headaches, visual anomalies, and auditory sensitivities as your sensory processing systems upgrade to accommodate expanded perception capabilities. The psychological effects include sudden clarity about life purpose and direction, relationships realigning to match your expanding consciousness, career opportunities appearing that perfectly match your awakening gifts and talents, and financial abundance flowing through unexpected channels as the Jupiter Cancer abundance activation overrides scarcity programming. Creative inspiration floods your awareness as Mercury in Cancer connects your expanded mental capacity with emotional depth, generating artistic and innovative expressions that carry galactic frequency signatures. Your psychic abilities undergo rapid development as the downloads enhance your natural extrasensory capabilities. Telepathic communication with other awakened individuals becomes spontaneous and effortless. Prophetic dreams increase in frequency and accuracy as your consciousness accesses timeline information normally hidden from third-dimensional awareness. Healing abilities activate as your heart chakra expansion connects you with the universal life force that flows through all living systems. Communication with your galactic family through meditation and dream states becomes direct and unmistakable. The planetary effects of this consciousness acceleration extend far beyond individual transformation, because the critical mass of awakened humans creates morphogenetic field effects that influence the entire collective consciousness. Political systems worldwide begin shifting toward transparency and humanitarian priorities as leaders either align with awakening frequencies or find themselves unable to maintain positions based on deception and control. Economic structures. Evolve toward abundance-based rather than scarcity-based operating principles, as Jupiter Cancer energy revolutionizes how resources flow through human societies. Environmental healing accelerates as the expanded human consciousness establishes telepathic communication with the planetary intelligence, allowing Gaia herself to communicate her needs directly to awakened individuals who then manifest solutions through their enhanced creative abilities. The star-seeded abundance activation includes the restoration of ecological balance, as humanity remembers its role as planetary stewards rather than resource extractors. Technological breakthroughs emerge as expanded consciousness connects with galactic databases of advanced knowledge previously inaccessible to third-dimensional awareness. Free energy systems, healing technologies, and consciousness enhancement. Devices manifest through inspired inventors whose awakened minds can now access Federation technical archives. These innovations appear to develop spontaneously, but actually represent downloaded information from civilizations that completed their awakening processes thousands of years ago in galactic time. The educational paradigm transforms, as expanded consciousness recognizes the limitations of information-based learning, compared to direct transmission of understanding through consciousness connection. Children born during and after this activation period arrive with enhanced psychic abilities and innate access to galactic knowledge, requiring completely different educational approaches that honor their advanced consciousness, rather than forcing them into obsolete learning models designed for pre-awakening humanity. Medical understanding evolves rapidly as expanded consciousness recognizes the energetic basis of all physical health and disease, leading to healing modalities that work with consciousness rather than against symptoms. The Federation medical knowledge becomes accessible to awakened healers, whose enhanced abilities allow them to facilitate healing through direct energy transmission rather than pharmaceutical intervention. The healing arts return to their original function as consciousness expansion tools rather than symptom management systems. Artistic expression reaches unprecedented levels of beauty and meaning as expanded consciousness channels galactic frequency signatures through creative works that carry activation codes for viewers and listeners. Music, visual arts, literature, and performance arts become transmission vehicles for awakening frequencies, allowing artists to serve as unconscious Federation ambassadors who distribute consciousness expansion tools through their creative output. The relationship dynamics undergo complete restructuring as expanded consciousness makes deception and manipulation impossible between awakened individuals. Soulmate connections manifest rapidly as the enhanced love frequencies eliminate the barriers that previously prevented compatible souls from recognizing and connecting with each other. Family relationships heal as the Jupiter Cancer energy dissolves ancestral trauma patterns that created dysfunction across generations. The spiritual understanding transcends religious boundaries, as expanded consciousness recognizes the universal truths underlying all authentic spiritual traditions, while discarding the control mechanisms that corrupted these teachings for political purposes. Direct communication with higher dimensional beings becomes commonplace as the downloads enhance natural mediumship abilities. The distinction between physical and spiritual realities dissolves as consciousness expansion reveals the unified nature of all existence. Your role as Federation ground crew members becomes increasingly obvious as your expanded consciousness remembers the mission agreements made before incarnating on Earth during this pivotal awakening period. The downloads activate cellular memories of your true identity as galactic citizens temporarily embodied in human form to assist with planetary consciousness evolution. Your expanded abilities serve the greater mission of facilitating smooth awakening for the entire human species, while maintaining social stability during the transformation process. The cosmic timing of this 7-day activation sequence aligns with galactic cycles that govern consciousness evolution across multiple star systems, meaning your planetary awakening connects you with similar awakening processes occurring simultaneously throughout the local galactic neighborhood. Earth joins a network of awakening worlds whose combined consciousness expansion affects the evolutionary trajectory of the entire galaxy. Your individual transformation contributes to universal consciousness evolution on scales that extend far beyond your solar system. The window for this level of consciousness acceleration closes on June 14th, as the astronomical alignments separate and return to normal configurations. The downloads received during this period become permanent upgrades to your consciousness operating system. But the integration process continues for several weeks, as your human awareness adapts to functioning with expanded capabilities. The successful integration of these upgrades prepares you for the next phase of accelerated awakening, scheduled for later in 2025, when additional cosmic alignments create opportunities for even more advanced consciousness expansion. Your awakening serves the liberation of all consciousness trapped in limitation anywhere in the universe, because successful evolution on any world contributes to the universal expansion that affects all existing beings across all dimensions and timelines. The downloads you receive during June 8-14 connect you with this infinite network of awakening consciousness, while establishing your permanent membership in the galactic family of light that guides evolution throughout the cosmos.